Most serious safety decisions don't begin with something dramatic, they begin with something small. A student takes off their goggles, a gas valve doesn't feel quite right, a chemical bottle has no label. An activity you found online looks great, but you haven't really looked at the hazards yet, and somewhere in that moment a decision gets made. Do we stop? Do we fix it? Do we ask? Or do we just keep going? That is where duty of care lives. As science educators, we have a professional duty to provide students with a learning environment that is as safe as reasonably possible. That does not mean you are expected to predict every accident. It does mean that when a hazard is foreseeable, we are expected to respond as a reasonably careful professional would. NSTA organizes that responsibility into 3 basic areas: duty of instruction, duty of supervision, duty of maintenance. Duty of instruction means more than handing students a safety contract in August. Before students begin an activity, they need to understand the hazards involved, the procedures they are expected to follow, the protective equipment they need, and what to do if something goes wrong. If there is a specific hazard, warn them about it. If there's a specific procedure, teach it. If you expect students to behave safely, show them what safe behavior actually looks like. Safety instruction is not a one-and-done event. It is part of the lab. Suppose a student keeps pushing their goggles onto their forehead because they are fogging. You've already taught the rule. So are you done? No, because instruction leads directly into the second responsibility. Duty of supervision means actively monitoring what is happening and consistently enforcing the safety expectations you taught. It means noticing when something changes. It means intervening when students are working unsafely. And sometimes it means stopping a student, a group, or an entire activity. That can be inconvenient. It can wreck your pacing. It can mean the lab doesn't get finished. But "we were almost done" is not a safety procedure. If required PPE is not being used correctly, reset the expectation before the student continues. If students cannot perform the activity safely, the activity changes or stops. NSTA specifically recommends modifying or selecting another activity when an investigation cannot be conducted safely under the available conditions. Duty of maintenance does not mean you personally repair every piece of equipment in the building. It means you pay attention to the condition of the environment you are putting students into. Is required safety equipment functioning? Is equipment damaged? Is something missing? Is there a condition that could create an unreasonable risk? If you discover a problem, don't quietly work around it. Take the affected equipment or area out of use when appropriate. Document the concern. Report it. And do not conduct an activity that depends on equipment that cannot safely perform its job. NSTA specifically calls for regular maintenance of engineering controls such as eye washes, safety showers, and ventilation, as well as documenting and reporting defective equipment and other safety concerns. Imagine you are setting up tomorrow's lab and one gas port feels wrong. It probably works. You've used finicky valves before. Maybe you could just put your most responsible students at that table. That is exactly the kind of ordinary moment where duty of care matters. The question isn't, can I probably get away with using this? The question is, knowing what I know right now, what is the safer professional decision? Shut it down. Keep students away from it. Report it. Then adjust the activity if necessary. And this part matters. Duty of care does not mean every safety problem becomes yours to solve alone. NSTA describes science safety as a shared responsibility among teachers, school leaders, and district leadership. Districts have responsibilities for safety programs, policies, training, facilities, and appropriate safety equipment. Your responsibility is to recognize the concern, respond appropriately, document or report it when necessary, and ask for help when you need it. That is why we have district procedures. That is why we have safety resources. And that is why you have people to call. Good science involves risk. Good science teaching manages it. Teach students what they need to know. Supervise what they actually do. Maintain a space where the activity can be performed safely. And when something doesn't feel right, don't let the pressure to finish the lesson make the decision for you. Stop, assess, ask. Because at the end of the day, you are the adult in the room, and safety is part of the science.